Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the show. You're watching Klaus of the Heart. I am Jason Klaus, and we're trying something different with this episode. Trying to find that winning formula that's going to take the show to the next level. And right now we're at level one, so we got nowhere to go but up. But it's going to, your support and your watching is really helping the process here. So I greatly appreciate it. You can tell I'm in kind of a different environment here. Just trying to get this thing figured out. I'm going to jump right into this episode. This is episode 4, and I am recording this on Thursday, August the 22nd. And I had just uploaded uh, the last one, and long story short, yesterday, Wednesday, I found myself in a little bit of controversy, for the lack of a better term, and I came away from it feeling pretty down, pretty deflated, for quite a while yesterday. And when you start, like anybody, when you're in that frame of mind, you start questioning yourself, you start questioning different things, and just kind of, pardon me, just trying to get things figured out, put it back in line there. And I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. And I got a notification that there was an email to the show account, and I went and looked at it, and I mean, bam, just like that. I was the inspiration came back, at least as far as the show is concerned, because I'm still trying to find my footing here, and I was looking for something that was really going to rejuvenate me, which in turn would allow me to make a better broadcast for you guys. I got an email, and I'm going to read it to you, and I'm going to touch on it just a little bit. Um, I am no expert in anything. These are just simply my opinions, the way I look at things. And if it happens to help, people along the way, that's absolutely fantastic. Um, it's actually from a friend of mine, and somebody that I have known and worked alongside in the genre of professional wrestling. And so that's probably one of the reasons why this email affected me the way that it did. So I would, you know, drop another episode so soon. But yeah, I felt like it was important, and knowing him, I know that this is something that's been weighing on him. So if there's anything that I can do to help alleviate that, then by all means, that's what this show is all about. So um, I had it's an email from my friend Brandon, also a colleague within the MWO. Hey there, Mr. Klaus, longtime fan. Loved you and Basher yells at Pope at the commentary station. I consider you to be one of the wiser men I've met, and I've been having a dilemma I feel, if nothing else, could be a good video. For the last few years, I felt like my life has been on pause. I've been unemployed despite my best efforts, and I've slowly lost my passion for all the things I used to enjoy. And my once robust social circle has dwindled down to a more solitary hermit lifestyle. Prior to this past weekend, I hadn't left the house in 6 or 7 weeks. As a result of this, I've been feeling like my life doesn't have any direction, purpose, meaning, and sometimes even value. So my question is simple: what to you is the meaning of life? With peace and love, a fan. Right out of the gate, Brandon, let me tell you, um, you are more valuable than you give yourself credit for. Uh, each and every person is here for a reason. And we may not always know what that reason is. Um, Somewhere along the line, as you travel down life's road, most of us find out what that purpose is. Sometimes it takes longer than others. Sometimes you think you're on the right path and you wind up realizing that it's not. But that does not diminish what you are worth as a person to your family, to your friends, your real friends, the ones that support you. Now, in Brandon's case, I know there is a small army of people that root for him. Brandon is um, one of the most talented and entertaining people I have ever met. This guy, they broke the mold when they made Brandon. And Brandon's purpose, in my opinion, is to be an entertainer. That's what made our paths cross. He came to the Michigan Wrestling Organization looking to be a performer and to expand his creativity. Very creative individual. And I think the absolute world of Brandon. Um, he too has a lot of projects, endeavors, with social media, with YouTube, with Spotify, things of this nature. Very, very talented individual. Now, I also know, that Brandon, like, you know, maybe even some of you, you're in a slump. You know, reading that email, and talking to him, in previous weeks and months and what have you. I get it, man. You're in a slump. It is not a permanent thing. You just got to find something. You got to find that one little spark that's going to rejuvenate, that's going to restart your engine, to get you back focused on what it was that you were pursuing. Why did you put it on pause? Why is it on pause? Has anybody been through a life altering issue, a death in the family, loss of a job? I mean, these are real life issues. And I can plainly understand why, you hit roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, and it feels like you're going nowhere, and it can be very easy to be discouraged and just throw your hands up and say screw it. I promise you, if you go that route and you just throw your hands up and say I give up, then you have let the adversity win. How important is your goal to you? And this is just one aspect. What is the meaning of life? As it's written out, it's several words with a period at the end, and it is simply laid out. My opinion is the meaning of life is as individualized to each and every person as our fingertips. There are no two fingertips that are exactly the same. There are no two roads that are exactly the same. The meaning of life is what is most important to you. What makes you happy? What makes you whole? Is it a genre of entertainment? Is it playing softball? Is it painting? Is it building stuff? Is it fixing stuff? What is your passion? What makes you you? We all are here for some purpose, for some reason. for me personally, I think that I was here. I like to think that I am a fairly creative person, and I feel like I can be pretty entertaining if I'm given the right circumstance. So I think my purpose here, aside from, I mean, obviously, in my case, my, the sole being of my existence is my family. You know, um, take nothing away from that. That is priority one. But I also think that I'm here to provide an ear, to give some sort of entertainment, to take people out of their everyday issues and struggles that they deal with. That's my meaning of life. My meaning of life is to make other people happy, to give them that release. That's mine. For Brandon, I would say, I would suggest that in some way, shape, or form, your reason for being here is a very similar circumstance. You are entertaining. You provide incredible stuff. It just hasn't come across the right eyeballs yet, my brother. It takes one person to take a big interest in what you're doing and really start helping you get to where you want to be. What is your purpose? It's whatever you want it to be. However, uh, if what makes you happy is to create chaos and hurt and everything negative, the opposite side of the spectrum, that makes you a butthole. And I have no time for people like that. You need, if that is your meaning of life, you need to reevaluate things pretty quickly. Those who search for their meaning of life a lot of times don't realize it's right in front of them. They're too concerned about whatever is holding them back or throwing a wall in front of them. When that happens, it's testing your resolve. It's testing your dedication. It's testing how far you're willing, to go in order for you to get to where you want to be. Pope Brandon Brownson, as he's known to most anybody who knows him. A lot of people don't even know what his first name is. He goes by Pope. That in itself is a declaration of confidence. And I fear, I can understand why people get in these funks and it's hard for them to get out of it. I get it. I've been there. I've been there. But I'm here to tell you that you're not going to find the meaning of life if you keep yourself indoors and become a hermit, or however it was described. Each and every person has a specific value attached to them. Some have already tapped into that. Others have not realized what that is yet. That time is coming. That time is coming, but you got to do some soul searching. You need to be honest with yourself and quit worrying about what everybody else thinks, says, and does in relation to what you're trying to do. Surround yourselves with the people who support you, and be damned the ones who are not. You don't need that kind of negativity in your life. Your meaning of life is in your heart. You need to be honest. You need to listen to your heart and figure out which way it wants you to go. Be cautious of the warning signs. Steer away from them. Keep doing what you're doing. You're going to experience setbacks. You're going to experience the disappointments. that comes with anything worth anything does not come easy. Each person has a value to your friends, value to your family, and more importantly, value to yourself. Because if you don't have value, if you don't see value unto yourself, how do you expect other people to see it? It's there. It might be down, it might be, stuff down deep somewhere, but it's there. What's going to be that spark? Sometimes to find it, we have to get out of our comfort zones, but you can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you, Brandon, and I believe in each and every person that goes through this. I know it can be done. I know it can. What is your meaning of life? Open your heart and you will find it. It's Summer Smash, the Michigan Wrestling Organization's hottest event of the year, and it comes to the Richfield Road Church in Flint, Michigan this Sunday, August the 25th. Over 25 superstars will be in action. Admission is only $5 at the door, and kids ages 5 and under are free. Don't miss History in the Making. Don't miss the 2019 Summer Smash.
Welcome back to the show. We just come back from a little break there. For this second segment, I just want to talk about something that really is a fundamental thing in our lives. I don't even know how to even start this, really, but gentlemen, let me ask you a question. Uh, maybe it's just me, but perhaps maybe I'm the one who's weird. Who knows? That's probably the case. Isn't that right, Carl? That's right. Producer Carl gives a thumbs up. So, um, we saw something on Facebook. It was a news article that one of the outlets had put up, one of the media outlets had put up. And a study finds that there are a percentage of people who refuse, for whatever reason, to change their undergarments regularly. At first, I thought it was a joke piece. I thought it was from one of them satire websites, fake news, as it were. It was not. It was a reputable news source. I can't remember the exact newspaper or whatever. The name escapes me, but it really got me thinking about stuff, and it really started to hammer home uh, an issue. Why are we not changing our underwear more frequently? And more importantly, why are we not bathing, brushing our teeth, wiping our hands when we get done using the bathroom? Why are these not things? Are we reverting back to a Neanderthal type of gimmick to where you just wake up and you do what you do throughout the day, go to sleep, wake back up the next day and do your next thing? Because I'm here to tell you, I personally, and I'm sure many of you who either work in a factory or work in landscaping or anywhere where there's physical activity, you're working in hot conditions, you're sweating all day long. You look and smell like shit, right? It just, man. Now, me personally, I know this is going to sound weird to some of you, based on your appearance and how you're a little gamey, okay? Let's just call it what it is. In my experience, when I come home after working or wrestling or whatever the case may be, one of the first things I'm doing is I'm jumping in the shower and I'm washing that funk off me. Because at no point in my life do I ever want to be labeled as somebody who stinks on a regular, basis. And there are some people, they wear the same outfit every day, Monday through Friday, same exact outfit. And I guess the argument can be made, well, maybe they have multiple of the same shirts and pants. Well, that's cool. And I can understand that. I understand that some people do that. However, I sincerely doubt that if you were to buy multiples of the same shirt, and we're going to use a white shirt as an example because this is a glaring example of what I have personally seen. I sincerely doubt that if you're buying 5 white shirts, that there's going to be that brown and yellow stain, somewhere around this area on every single shirt. That tells me you're not changing your clothes and you're not washing yourself. And because of that, ladies and gentlemen, you are becoming a real life pig pen. And what I mean by pig, I'm talking about the character from Peanuts. Charlie Brown and his friends. Charlie Brown had a bunch of friends. Some of them may not have had names. But you knew who Pigpen was because he had that cloud of funk that followed him. It surrounded him. In the cartoons, it's funny. In real life, not so much. In real life, it causes nausea, it causes aggravation, it causes people not to want to be around that individual. To me, I find that to be pretty sick. I don't know how else to say it. I have worked with people that will be in the area next to me. They'll walk away to do something else, and for 3 minutes, you're still smelling the lingering funk. And it is absolute. And these are adults. We're talking 20, 25, 30-year-old people that are living their lives like this. My 6-year-old child can take better care of herself than what these individuals are doing. That should tell you something. For the safety, for the sanity, for the morale, for everybody involved, do yourselves a favor. Take a damn shower more often than once a month. I'm allergic to deodorant. I've heard this before. I'm allergic to soap. I've heard that before. The fine people at Johnson & Johnson have miraculously created soaps and cleaners that are free and clear of any fragrances or anything of this nature that may cause some sort of allergic reaction. My God, give me a break. In this day and age, as an adult, you think it's one of the simplest things in the world, but people are apparently not subscribing to that philosophy. But what it's doing, it's alienating you because nobody wants to be around people like that. You may be the sweetest guy in the world, but if you smelled like an unwashed butthole, nobody wants anything to do with you. That's just the way that it is. So, my public service announcement for this episode is wash your ass, your hair, put some deodorant on, brush your teeth. You may find the more you do this on a more consistent basis, people will probably want to hang out with you for longer than a 30-second conversation. Just a little food for thought. Once again, if appreciate you watching. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends about it. Of course, if you want to leave me a comment on this video, or you want to send me an email, klaus2theheart@gmail.com is the show account. You can also find us on Facebook. Just look for Klaus to the Heart. You can send me a direct message through there, or you can leave a comment on the Facebook page. I do read each and everything that gets sent to me. So if you have questions, you have comments, you have concerns, you have an email, you have a story to share, email it to me. I would love to read it. I would love to bring it to the show if I think it's going to be something that's going to resonate with people. But with that being said, as always, I cannot thank you enough for your support, and we'll see you next time right here on Klaus to the Heart.